are
Okay.
the three classes that we had.
Okay.
And then, okay.
Okay. Yes.
Okay, and then next. Okay, these are our social media. Please check them out because we're gonna update our activities out there. So you will be the one to first witness and know about everything that we do. And then next week, yeah, to support our community, to support our beloved community, don't forget to check our social other social media platform, which is Britzone merch. Where you can support us by buying our merch from T-shirt and tote bags and books and everything to help us run this community for the longer term. And then these are the example of what we sold. I'm sorry, guys. I think we need to like wait for like a couple minutes, yeah, for Azan. Okay, Dick. I think we can go on, Dick. Okay, let me remind you again. You can write down your story about your kindness that you have done before. Let us know. Okay, so yes, we also support by our beloved Busy Mart, and this is our loyal sponsor. First is Library of Kemendikbud, where we usually conducted our class here. So you can be a member there, and you can uh, borrow some books and also learn. Okay, and then next. Next, we also supported by Atmago, which is an app that you can download it on Google Play or App Store. It is actually an app with when you can warga bantu warga, so you can share what happened in your surrounding, or even you can share the job vacancy. So people can see what's happening, in your area, so they will be watch out. Okay, so that's all for the announcement. So I have read some of your story, guys. So, okay, before we jump into the session, let me hear the story from Rebella. Would you mind to share your experience about your kindness to us? We would love to hear your story.
Hello everyone.
Yeah, hi. Go on.
Okay. So I now stay in Jakarta right now since before I worked in Jakarta, but several months ago I got laid off actually because of COVID-19 also. So and also because of PSBB, I just stay in Jakarta because the PSBB, and now I just apart with my family for 4 months, and I think uh, what I what I can do for my family. So just this afternoon, I bought them some meal um,
Mm.
for them to eat this evening, and I just yeah, call them through video call and watch them eat the food that I bought for them, and they thank me even though uh, the meal that I bought is not that expensive enough. I mean, just just a simple meal.
Simple one, yeah.
Simple one. Yeah, and I just grateful for it.
Okay, thank you, Billy, for that was an amazing story. Yeah,
Also,
it
thank
reminds
you,
us to be,
Danny.
more kind and more grateful for what we have. Yeah, regardless
Yeah,
difficult our condition right now, but we have to stay positive and don't forget to be kind to people. Yeah, and then
yeah.
next stop we have Dika. Would you mind to share Dika TC, if I'm not mistaken? Dika TC, are you there?
It's Dicky. Dicky is
Oh, Diki. I'm sorry. Okay, Diki. Okay, your turn.
Oh, hi. Okay, yeah. Uh,
I think we can barely hear your voice, so maybe you can speak louder or you can turn up your volume.
okay. Is it good now?
Yeah, better. Go on.
Yeah, all right. So here, there's a man who used to be a street mobile tailor. You know, someone who do
Mm.
something with your clothes. But during the pandemics, he was impacted. So I believe that not many people are concerned about their clothes. So his business is kind of impacted. And during the Ramadan, when he switched off to sell some snacks like gorengan, bakwan, lontong isi, and else, so I tried my best to buy some of his products. Well, at least 5 or 6 lontong isi. Can be wrong, but it can be a good bukaan. What do you call it again? Iftar.
Yeah,
Iftar.
iftar ya. Okay. Thank you, Diki, for your story.
You're welcome.
Yeah, yeah. Don't forget to help our, surrounding, yes, especially someone who needs our help the most. Okay, I think I haven't read any other stories, but can I have one more from you guys? Would you mind share what you have done in the past? Probably like for tukang Gojek. I think all of us, many of us are Gojek users. So maybe have you done something, special for the driver, or something like that? Anyone? Raise your hand. Okay, let me pick one. Yeah, how about you, Ramdhani? What is your example of act of kindness that you have done?
Okay, mm, I think I want to share about my kindness. What I have done today, I can completely finish my job. Today is my
Yeah.
working from home schedule,
Hmm.
and yeah, I was grateful because I can finish all my job, so I can join this Wednesday class.
Okay, so basically, you are kind to your company, yeah. You are
Yeah,
so
yeah,
your company can grow, yeah.
yeah,
Okay, thank you, Ramdhani, for the for
yeah.
the story, and then for our member who happen to watch us from YouTube, please drop any question because at the end of the session we're gonna have a Q&A, so you may drop your question there, and I'm gonna read some of your questions. Okay, let me briefly introduce our special conductor. So our conductor is Gulo. Currently, he is working in Kemenkeu as a specialist in communication specialist, I guess, if I'm not mistaken. And he graduated from Stan, and then he continued on his bachelor degree in UI. And ever since and he also one of the inspiring PNS in 2019. So he has a lot of achievement, and you can ask him directly later on. So without further ado, let's give it up for our special conductor, Kak Gulo. Time is yours, Kak.
Oke Kak Dani, makasih. Kita mau nunggu ajannya dulu lagi. Nggak ada suara ajan ya?
In yours is already finished, Kak. In my area,
Alright, oke. Oke, saya mau nanya ini dalam full bahasa Inggris atau bahasa Indonesia atau boleh?
Full English, Kak, because we are still learning. We're trying to improve our English better, so English will be better, Kak.
Alright, so you guys haven't told me that it's gonna supposed to be organized in English because I have a broken English. So I'm thinking to have an English course here in Britzone later on after this session. Alright, so for all of the team, Britzone, thank you so much for inviting me, and good night, selamat malam for all of you guys joining this event. Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. Shalom, Om Swastiastu, Namo Buddhaya, Salam Kebajikan. It's an exciting event because it's kind of like a rare event for me to speak English in a webinar organized by Britzone. And I would like to share about my US experience. Most of people, they invite me to share about my PNS or my young people's experience, but right now it's about the US. It's a rare opportunity for me, so I'm going to edit some, slides of PPT here, and it's fun. All right, and thank you so much for you guys that have shared inspiring stories from Kak Rabela, and then Kak Diki, and then the last person, I'm sorry, I forget your name, but I hear your story, and thank you guys, because you have paid for this session by the good deeds that you have done for today. All right, Kak Dani, so I like to share my PPT right now.
Yeah.
All right, perfect. All right, my time is about 15 to 20 minutes. I'm going to set my timer here, so it will really be appreciated for Kak Dani and the team to remind me about the timing.
Okay, Kak.
All right, perfect. So here we go. All right. All right, so I can see your monitor right now. So it's been in full presentation?
Yeah, it is Kak, already, Kak.
All right, perfect. So it's studying in the US. So we're going to talk about the competition and collaboration. Sometimes we have to compete with ourselves, with other people, and then we need to collaborate, to work together with other people. All right, it's been explained by the moderator. I'm working in the Ministry of Finance here in Jakarta. So what the stuff that I'm currently doing is about, like publication and social media, and also, like joining the Vice and the Minister of Finance for several agendas that they're doing almost every day. We're gonna talk two topics. First, English. Second one is about the US, and then we go on for the Q&A. So the first thing that I want to ask is about why English, not why Britzone. So I'm gonna call on like 1 to 3 people. Why English? Anyone wants to raise their hands? So I can.
Guys, anyone? You can wave. You can clap. There's an icon in Zoom. Yeah, Dia Ayu, Kak. I think Dia Ayu.
All right. Okay. Kak Dani, please speak up. One. Kak Dani.
Dia Ayu, I think Dia Ayu is
Yes,
lifting her hands. Kak Dia Ayu. Okay, so let me pick another one.
Yeah, sure.
I think.
Salsabila.
Okay, Nabila Salbila. You ready?
Okay. So why English? In my opinion, it is because English is an international language. So many of us will understand even we cannot speak actively, but most of us will understand even we only say where toilet or like where this place, left, right, and another words like that or sentence like that. And why English not another language? Because another language is only common in some area like France in Europe, but not in Indonesia, etc. But English is an international language, so we need it. Thank you.
Okay.
Okay, thank you, Kak Nada.
All right. Yeah, one is enough. Kak Nada, thank you so much for your response. Yes, that's true. That by mastering English, it means like we're going to be a global citizen. What global citizen needs is communication. Communication means we understand what we're talking about, what we deliver, and the people that listen to us will get the response correctly. All right. And then the second one, why abroad? Why US? I need one volunteer again. Why abroad? Or maybe why the US? Kak Dani, please.
Okay, anyone? Maybe you can mention your name. Direct unmute yourself and mention your name. You can jump right to it.
Indra Wijaya.
Pardon me?
Indra Wijaya.
Okay, Kak Indra Wijaya, go ahead, Kak.
Okay, well, thank you so much for the time. My answer is the best way to learn something. I mean, like English here is to get it into the real environment. So here the context is just getting into the US or the English people. So that's my answer.
All right, Kak Indra, are you currently working right now?
Yeah. Yeah.
Is it your baju?
Yeah. That's
right.
my.
You're still at office right now.
Yeah.
All right. Thank you for joining us from your
Yeah.
office.
Thank you.
So, have you prepared yourself, like to study abroad?
No. One of my goals is that, but right now I feel like I have no chance for that right now. I don't
All right.
know for like later.
All right. You have finished your undergraduate degree. All
Yeah.
right.
I finished.
So, all right. Yeah. Everyone has a dream, but don't
To
dream.
be a teacher.
All right. Okay. To be teacher.
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah.
Ya, kita doakan semua di sini that you can be a greater teacher later on.
Amin.
All right. Okay. Thank you so much for the
Thank
response.
you.
Thanks, Kak Dani. And then next. Well, I graduated from PKN Stan from Diploma 3 for 3 years. And then before that, I have to take an extension program for bachelor degree. So I didn't have any opportunity to to apply for master degree. So the thing that I prepared several years ago was I need to make myself more prepared because I didn't have better TOEFL or IELTS, and I didn't have any international experience. So I decided taking a course, and then from my Facebook network, I found out that one of my friends was in the US, and then I googled the program that he applied for, and I got it from the internet. And the name of the program is CCIP, Community College Initiative Program. It's a 10-month non-degree program designed and fully funded by the US Department of State. And then it is administered, organized by the American Indonesian Exchange Foundation. So AMINEF is an organization that manage the fund, dana, from the US for several scholarships, including Fulbright, and then FLTA, Harvard Humphrey, CCIP, a lot of scholarship programs. And then this is a non-degree. Once again, this is a non-degree program. So everything will be fully funded. So don't ask me what they will cover. If you don't have any passport, they will cover for the fee of your passport, everything, including tuition fee and also uang jajan. And then I wish to apply for this program, and some of my friends at offices, most of them told me that, hey Gulo, why you have to take this non-degree program? You can take a master degree program. All right, as long as I know, I read the books and also quotes, we really have to understand what kind of education we need to take. Whether here in Indonesia, you want to take your bachelor degree, your master degree, because you want to have a better job, better salary, or maybe the competition now in Indonesia, everyone is kind of like standardized to have bachelor degree. So we need to take master or PhD program. So what I believed in at that moment is I need to upgrade my skill. I need to level up my TOEFL, my IELTS. I need to level up, gain international experiences. I need more competition to take my further master degree. And then I decided, taking this CCIP, I applied for this program. And one of the shocking requirements for the CCI program is the TOEFL requirement. It is 450. It's the lowest TOEFL score required for the scholarship in the world. I think you guys are like, you can find any scholarship, requirements for the TOEFL test. But I promise you, this is the lowest TOEFL score ever on earth until right now, 450. And if you graduate from SMA, SMK, you can apply for this program. If you graduate from a bachelor degree, you can apply for this program. And it is not allowed for master degree program or student, to take this program. It's an exclusive program in the US for 10 months. and you're going to study in a college, not in a university. Like in Indonesia, like sekolah tinggi something, not university, because you want to take a certificate. At the end of the course, you will earn a certificate. For example, I took like international trade or accounting at my previous college. And then while working here in the Ministry of Finance, all of the stuff that I have to do is about communication, corporate communication. I don't have any like academic stuff or skills in communication. I need that skill. I need a certificate. That's why I take this. Like Mas Indra Wijaya, like you need like you need to teach about social media perhaps in your current work, but you don't have any background on social media. You need that for yourself, for your students, and for your school. You can apply for this program because the program or jurusan that you are going to apply for this program has to be different from your previous background, especially particularly from S1, bachelor degree. It's very simple. If you get any question, you can drop up in the chat box later on. So yes, I took this program. It's a non-degree. Although many people say, sayang sekali, it's a non-degree. But by joining this program, I gained a lot of experiences, knowledge, and network. It makes me become right now. So that's why I was invited by KLD and Britzone to share something with you guys here. What people know about scholarship, study and travel abroad is fun. Yes, it was fun. It was really fun when I was in the US. I hiked for several times. I joined international events. Like here, guys, we hike a beautiful like a hill in the US with international students that we were coming from 10 to 15 countries with a host and American people, an American person, and we did a lot of fun there. And there's so many people they carried out their animals like wolves to the hills. It was really fun. And I joined like Holi Festival, Color Festival by India. It was really fun. What people when they studied abroad is they just took pictures, posted in the Twitter, Facebook, or Instagram. It was really fun. But there are so many, failures, stressed, and problems when we studied abroad. But most people, they are not willing to tell them all the stories of the problems in the social media because mereka tidak ingin dibully because they get a scholarship, you have to study. But here I'm going to tell you like so many problems that I get from the US. These are some beautiful stories that I'm going to tell you guys. Whenever I travel abroad, I will share about Indonesia. Dan tidak main-main, I'm going to introduce Indonesia as a whole. So whenever people travel abroad, they're going to bring their very large luggage, as large as luggage they can bring, and it's almost empty. So whenever they return home to Indonesia, they're going to bring oleh-oleh as many as possible. But when I travel to the US, I bring this pakaian traditional, and when I pack it, it's almost like a half of my large luggage. It's kind of like my sacrifice because I really want to wear this traditional dress customs in the US. How proud I was in the US, dengan pakaian seperti ini, not just wearing batik. All right. So volunteering. This program required us to have 45 hours of volunteering programs in the US for 10 months. What I did is I asked the coordinator, how many volunteer hours that this scholarship awardee ever received. And then the coordinator told me, well, so far it was 120 volunteer hours. All right, my heart said, and my brain, I need to be the fellow of the scholarship. They will make a history for this year. I'm going to make it more 100 than 150 hours. Then in 10 months, I was so grateful that I could make it 150 volunteer hours. It's the most volunteer hours that a fellow of the scholarship ever made. And they awarded me with a certificate dengan pita, a badge, like kind of like a golden, like pita here. And I gained a lot of experiences. The experiences that I get when like I volunteer was the network. I have a lot of network with the American people, with international organizations. That's why right now I keep communicating with them whenever I need like speakers from the US or from international students to share in my organization. They are very willing. If I have like want to have like conversation or discussion about startup, about career, something like that, they are going to give like a free consultation with me. If I have like a certain social project, they are willing to have like kind of like a fundraising for our project here in Indonesia. There are a lot of benefits joining volunteers. It's not just about collecting the number of volunteer hour, but we gain more experience, network, and trust. And one of the lesson that I learned when I was in the US, we coming from negara berkembang, developing countries, we need to learn from developed countries how they do not only survive, but they can, like surpass. They can surpass the situation like economic or social or like issues in their countries. What I learned is that the American people, they tend to have more like soft skills than hard skills. For example, like how to be polite with other people. Like in Britzone, thank you so much for inviting me like from the founder's Instagram. Well, the Britzone, can invite me through the Instagram of Britzone. But how a founder of Britzone that will directly invite someone else is gonna give like different approach from people. That's the first thing. And then the second one about their commitment. How the American people, once they have something that they want to reach, they really commit for it. For example, like Kak Indra, he's going to be a teacher and he's going to apply for maybe a scholarship or go to the best university in the world with the best education program. We don't know whether it's Stanford or University College London. We don't know. What I know, if Kak Indra is an American person, they really commit. They study harder for the TOEFL or IELTS. For example, like in Britzone, how to prepare for the personal statement until Kak Indra cannot like study again. Maybe he will stop. That's why I love from the American people the commitment. The first one, the second one, the commitment, and then the third one is how American people um, are very generous. They are willing to help the people in need. For example, if there's a fire happening in a certain village or city, the society, the people in that village or in the city, they want to volunteer helping their neighborhoods with money or with their energy without, like berteriak to the government. It's really different. they want to help. For example, there was a story in a very rural area in the US. They didn't have kind of like pemadam kebakaran in the US, a fire station. And what the society did is they collect the money. They collect the money and they build a very small fire station and also beberapa alat-alat untuk penyemprotan. So they don't wait for the government. So the country itself is strong because of the foundation, dasar, because of the foundation of the collaboration of the people. Like in Indonesia, it is known as gotong royong, or what young people say, kolaborasi or sinergi. And until now, American is great because of the foundation of the people. And then when I was in the US, the scholarship, guys, they don't allow us to have a part-time job. So I didn't have any laptop when I was in the US. I gave it to my youngest brother. So I need a laptop. When I was in the US, well, uang jajannya, the stipend was about 750 US dollar. It was great. So I could buy like the most expensive iPhone at that moment. But I need more money for buying a laptop. What I did is I joined competitions. I cannot work. If someone will be noticed for working in the US, they will be kicked out by the scholarship coordinators. So I joined competition. How can I get like the information? Of course, by Googling or follow like, accounts they're providing about competition. And then I joined a competition about photo competition. There will be two winners. One for the best photo, second one, the most voted photo that gain, the most voting for the competition. I was not a photographer. What I thought about that moment is about winning the most voted competition. I joined it. I took a picture when I hike. And then one time I asked my friends in WhatsApp group to vote for me. So the rule for the voting is we can vote for someone satu kali dalam 24 jam, once in 24 hours. It's impossible for me to remind all of my friends in WhatsApp group or any groups to vote me almost every day. What I did at that moment is I use computers in my campus. So we have 100 something computers in the campus. So you guys can predict what I did at that moment. I turn on one computer, then I vote for myself. I turn it off. Then to the next computer, I turn it on. I open the browser, then I vote. I did it almost every day. So whenever I went to the library, I had to make sure what time yesterday, the last time I voted for myself. And then at the end of the competition, I was very grateful that I win the competition. I was awarded 1,000 US dollar. So I bought a MacBook, and that was fantastic. Not only this competition, I also joined many competitions when I was in the US. Some of the rewards of the competition is like, what is it in Indonesia? It's like voucher. Like you can buy like foods from Amazon, like $50 voucher to buy frozen foods in the Amazon, or 100. So I can save a lot of money when I was in the US. It was interesting because everything was very expensive in the US because I need to save money. When I return home to Indonesia, I need saving. And then I got a chance to be interviewed live by CNN. So I get this opportunity because when I was in Indonesia, before flying to the US, I was building a network with many communities, organizations in Jakarta. So when one of my friends asking me, Gulo, are you still in the US? Yes. Why? Because one of my, my fellows, my friends here in Indonesia, they need someone like in the US talking about Ramadan life. Yes, of course. Then my friend connected me with someone working in CNN. Then we got a deal. So why the television, could give a trust for myself to be interviewed? Because they have a reason. For example, what my friend and I checked at that moment was the television staff probably they check my Twitter account. There was no Instagram because the television needs to check our virtual digital background. So I kind of like building a personal branding in Twitter at that moment and now in Instagram. So they check who Gulo is because they didn't want to have like narasumber or speaker or conductor with not very good digital background. They need to make sure that. So everyone, you guys here, I know that I hear a story that's several of you like fired due to the COVID-19. So one of the suggestion for all of you guys here is that pencitraan, whatever people say about that one, personal branding matters right now. That from social media. So maybe Bang Eddie or Britzone, they can invite me to share here, maybe probably because they see my Instagram. They trust me to have that I have something to share with you guys here. It's very important to build your digital presence. And then here competition makes perfect, like the British proverb says. And everyone, you guys here, whenever I enter the US, competition is very tight. Competition is very tight. That's why the Western people, they love competition. They fail many competition. The more they fail the competition, the more they know the weakness that they have to improve. I did it. I entered tens, even hundreds of competition. I failed tens to 100 applications. Once I won a competition, people will think whenever Gulo applies for a competition, Gulo will like forever wins. No, this is like collection of the competition that I made until right now. So I suggest you guys like to follow like Instagram accounts or Twitter accounts. They provide competition, not only competition like internet competition, but we in life also try to make a competition. Like what I suggest for you guys, what you guys have done today hal-hal yang baik. So it's kind of a competition. When you share the stories here in the group, everybody will read. So everybody, will get, triggered. Oh, Kak Dani, Kak Ramdhani, or Kak Endra, they have done something good. So why I don't start that, like a good competition? And then reading and read. So I suggest you guys to read more because it's the juice for our brain. So don't just read about caption or comments on Twitter or on Instagram, but read books. Read books. So when I was in the US, one of the many benefits was there are a lot of opportunities to write. So I write my articles in several, media in the US, and most of them rejected my article. Only a few that accepted me. Once a media in the US accepted my article, and then I put them in my LinkedIn or in my Instagram. And it's one of the benefits, the plus points for myself that can enrich myself and then it's kind of like keeping me courageous to keep writing and writing. And you guys also can start to have your own blog, or any like IDN Times or Compass. It's gonna be more beneficial for you guys. When also in the US, like you can see the poster here, Education Around the World. It's one of the event that I created with my friends, because there was no such event in my campus at that moment, inviting international students from like Asia or Africa. So I asked my scholarship coordinator to help us organize the event, and they were very polite, uh, agreeing about our, like our idea. And it's one of the benefits in the US. People in the US, they kind of like giving motivation to us. All We cannot predict about the opportunity in the US, but you have to create the opportunity when we were in the US. And then once we return home, one of the biggest question for all of Indonesian students after the completion of the program is the culture shock of a question: what are you gonna do after you return home? Because people will expect a lot from the scholarship recipients. With the connection that I built in the US, I made friends with international NGO, with Indonesian people, with American people in the US. When I returned home, I did like a social project. We delivered 1,100 bags, including books, pencils, pens, and many things in the North Sumatra province. It cost like ratusan juta rupiah. It was the very first time my friends and our team, did it. We didn't have a lot of financial resources. One of the biggest funding came from the US, from the network. So oleh-oleh that I brought from the US is the network that comes into support spiritually and financially for Indonesia. You can imagine a lot of money funds in the US. They can go to Ghana, they can go to South Africa, Philippines, but why the funding doesn't go to Indonesia? Since I'm working as a civil servant, you guys know, many people, like Indonesians, they don't like government, they blame government. So it's a privilege for me to introduce about civil servant. Many people hate, they dislike government. Because I work in the government, everyone wants to be keren. Bang Indra, Kak Dani, Bang Edi, everyone wants to be keren. I also want to be keren as a PNS. So I did a lot of stuff like writing, joining organizations, competition, to make myself as a different version of PNS. Because I believe that I am a different DNA of young people. And this is one of the appreciation. Last year, it's an annual, kind of like annual, anugerah sipil, anugerah ASN, anugerah aparatur sipil negara. Last year was the third event organized by Kementerian Pan-RB, and last year it was kind of like interesting moment because I was the youngest PNS awarded for this event. That's why a lot of young people working for the government, they kind of like feel, oh, young people in government can get something like what Gulo received before. So it's very common for at the end of a session, we give like a quotes. So what I'm going to give you guys here is 3 bro. It's about best Everyone has to be the best. Whatever you are working right now, you're a teacher, you're a tutor, you're working as civil servant, or you're like in the second or third year in undergraduate degree, or you're currently right now in Jakarta or someone else from Sabang sampai Merauke, jangan pernah merasa kecil. Because nenek moyang kita and we right now, we're not born from orang-orang kecil. Ibu Pertiwi telah memilih kita untuk menjadi warga negara Indonesia because Ibu Pertiwi believes that we all are the best people. If you think Indonesia is small, Indonesia is small. It's only your thought and your heart. Don't be proud of going to Universitas Indonesia or you're working in the Ministry of Finance. No. UI, UGM, ITB, or any campus, or pekerjaan apapun kalian di kementerian bagus mana, BUMN, multinational companies, or Fortune 500, jangan terlalu bangga kerja di situ, kuliah di situ. Karena tanpa kita, mereka juga sudah besar. Tapi buat banggalah kampus itu tempat kerja kamu karena sudah memilih kamu sebagai mahasiswa maupun pegawainya. Walaupun saya mengecap di UI, saya di Kementerian Keuangan, saya sebagai PNS, everybody will think that we have a better salary. Yes, we have better salary. But what I'm going to do here in the in the ministry, government, is I want to give a change. And I'm very grateful, I'm very excited to be invited by Britzone as a civil servant here. And then the second one is respect. Everyone on earth will forget how much money you have in your bank account. Everyone will forget how many cars you have, how many gelar that you get, from what universities you graduate from. But people will never forget how you treat someone else. Like what Kak Arabella did. Maybe we hear her story that he was fired. We are very sorry about that one. But the way Kak Arabella treated her family by buying like such a meal, her family will always remember about her kindness. That's the power of kindness that her family will never forget. And then the second one is honest. Many Indonesians graduate from top universities in Indonesia and also the world. Many Indonesians become CEO. But what Indonesia needs is not only academically top people, but we need honest people. It's one of the reasons I work for government, guys. Can I do corruption? Of course. Someone like me can do corruption or bribe. Everybody can do it in government. Everybody can do it in your office, in Britzone, masjid, gereja, whatever you said, you name them. Everyone can do corruption. But there's a reason why until right now I become a government officer. Maybe not the entire government officers will be honest. But once I become an honest officer here, I hope there is another Gulo that will become an honest government officer. You guys can imagine 1, 2, 3 more people in government working honestly. It will reduce the number of corruption in government. Not only in government, anywhere in tempat kerja, BUMN, multinational companies. I know. Why I know? Because I have a lot of friends working for startups, BUMN, multinational companies. Because, like although I work for government officer, I cannot work or networking with just Ministry of Finance. Of course, no. With another government officers in Indonesia, of course, I don't want it. I want to connect with many communities in Indonesia, with people working in BUMN, startups, multinational companies. I want to have a higher education, not only in Indonesia, but abroad, because I want to be a better version of myself as a government officer. Once again, a government officer can gain international education degree, but once again, everyone here in Zoom, we need your trust. The trust, to be honest, because trust is the most expensive currency in the world. Kepercayaan adalah mata uang yang paling mahal di dunia. Jadi tidak salah jika nilai titik rusak, rusaklah susu sebelanga. Nggak apa-apa ya Kak Dani ya, I mix it with bahasa Indonesia. I'm afraid of being kicked off this session if I use bahasa Indonesia.
It's okay, Kak, it's okay.
All right. There is a quote from myself. I love that. The quality of our life doesn't depend on how many years we live here on earth, but it depends how many benefits that we can give to the society, how many impact we give back to community. Thank you for the session, and I'm sorry if it's over the time. But once again, thank you, Britzone. Thank you for all of you guys attending the session. And you may ask me question about the US, about maybe like PNS or everything, because I told Panitia to share my Instagram, so you guys can have like gambar and description about myself. I asked them to share my Instagram, not to follow my Instagram. It's different stuff. Okay, Kak Dani?
Okay, Kak.
Kak Dani, thank you.
Okay, Kak Gulo, thank you so much. Please give applause, guys, for very inspiring, encouraging,
Thank you.
Story, yeah, from how to be like international people with like local, wise, like local wisdom. Like we have to be in the in both category. So thank you so much, Kak Gulo, for sharing your story. And to make it quick, Kak, we have like quite a lot of questions, and I think I'm gonna pick some of them. Okay, let's see the first question. The first, let me read ya, Kak, the questions, Kak. The question is from Kak Dewi Aniza. She asks, "What about culture shock? Did you get it, and how did you solve it?" So Kak Dewi Aniza basically asking about the culture shock. What things that shock you, and how did you solve that culture shock things?
All right, thank you, Kak Dani. Thank you, Kak Dewi. There are a lot of culture shocks for Indonesian from orang-orang Timur. The first is maybe about like the food. Yeah. The food's expensive there, and the food is not delicious in the US. And seasonings, bumbunya itu tidak enak di Amerika Serikat. When in the US, we eat frozen foods. That's why many people in the US itu obesitas, makanannya tidak sehat. Indonesia, we have delicious foods. First, the food. It makes me personally stressed. Second one is punctuality, time management. Here in Indonesia, we're gonna start at 7. We're gonna start it at like 8 maybe, or the latest like 9. I'm sorry, we're supposed to start it at 7, but we have to start it at 9. Oh, that's okay. In the US, of course, no. That's no sorries when in the US. It's about time management. And then about the culture of straightforward. I'm not sure, guys, if you look at my Instagram, maybe. I don't know. Like whenever I deliver something to someone else, like in a group or personally, I really make it straightforward. Not because I have like flown to the US. I mean, like I have graduated from the US. It's one of my characteristics. Sometimes it fit to Indonesian, sometimes no. So I have to be carefully selecting the people. So we Indonesians, Asians, Africans, Africa, and orang-orang Latin America, Latino, we tend to be flowery in talking. You know what I mean? It's not to the point. Kak Dani, saya mau dong dikasih poin-poinnya tentang diskusi kita for the Britzone for tonight. Okay, this. Kak Dani, blah 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 blah. And the question is, it's very Indonesian, it's very Asian, it's very African, it's very Latino way of delivering something. But for Western people, they no, it's so flowery. And then the culture shock is about the class. In the course, like or maybe like S1 in Indonesia, umurnya itu kan rentang ya. For example, like from 16 or 17 to 21, 22, 23. When in the US, everyone with every age can go to undergraduate degree or go to a certificate program like I did. For example, in my class, the oldest person in my class ever was 70. She is as old as my grandmother. And for myself, in Indonesia, we will never find someone with the age of 70 going to S1, going to certificate, never in Indonesia. I don't know Indonesia, like over 22 or 23 or 34 maybe, we cannot apply for like, UTBK, SNMBTN. In the US, whatever your age, you can apply for any education degree. That's in the US. And then the system for studying in the US, everything has been structured, systemized. We can open our laptop, we can go to their own application. Semua materi bahan, stuff for our classes have been available. Indonesia, right now, it's been available berpuluh-puluh tahun yang lalu in the US. And semua scores itu nilai in the US itu sudah ada poin-poinnya sudah ada. Like for example, in 100 there will be point like 20% for your activities at class, and then the next 40% for your grading for UTS or UAS, and then other tugas-tugas harian. So it's been systemized. This is your grades. It's different in Indonesia. We can say, Ibu, I'm so sorry, I have something, I have blah, 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 blah. And then, because the guru or the lecturer, I feel so sorry with this guy. Dia adalah ketua kelas. He is very active. He is blah, blah, blah. Okay, give nilai 85 or a 90. No, it will never happen for Western countries. No, it will never happen there. And then for nilai in Indonesia, a teacher or a lecturer can announce all of the scores of students in front of the class. Gulo will get 80. Kak Dani will get 85. In the US, it's haram. If the college or university will know about that stuff, the lecturer or the teacher will be kicked off from the US. And then another culture shock about the US is about, Islamophobia or the black people. When I was in the US, I think my friends and I agreed that Islamophobia is not the number one kind of racism in the US. It's about black people, like from the African people. It's number one racist in the US. The second one may be for the Islamophobia. So it depends on how the news in this entire world, they spread the news. And then the culture shock is about, you guys know about LGBT, lesbian, gay, and also bisexual. So like when in the US, it's very, acceptable when a couple of lesbians or gays, they are working in the campus, as long as they didn't do any sexual activities, is common, is accepted. And it's not accepted in Indonesia. It's a kind of like accepting culture in the US. Most of Indonesia, being a Muslim is a majority in Indonesia. Being a Japanese is a majority in Indonesia. When you fly to the US, when you study in the US, you will feel that as a Muslim, you're a minority. As Indonesian, as a Japanese, you're a minority. As an Asian, you're a minority. That's where tolerance will the tolerance will grow bigger in your brain and in your heart. You will feel how becomes a minority, because tolerance tidak bisa diajarkan dalam teori or at class. Impossible. Tolerance can only be taught when you enter an environment. When you're a Muslim, you live with a Chinese family, non-Muslim family, you will feel how you become a minority. When you're a Buddhist, you're Christian, living in a Batak or Bali, you will feel how tolerance must be implemented in your heart personally and in all of everyone in Indonesia. That's where I learned tolerance bigger and bigger. I think that's there will be a lot of culture shocks, Kak Dani and also Kak Dewi. If I'm going to tell all the culture shocks here, our session will last for only culture shocks. I'm sorry. Thank you. It's a good question.
Okay, thank you, Kak Dewi, for the question. So a lot of things that we need to prepare, Kak, before land ourselves there. Yeah, really, we have to be open and ready for things that unexpected. Okay, I think this is for the last question for today, right? Because we are almost running out of time. So the second question is from Kak, let me see, from Kak Marcus Haposan. So he asking about why the US, Kak? Why studying in the US makes it different and outstanding compared to other famous destinations such as Europe, like UK or like Holland or France. Like why the US?
Kak Marcus, it's a very good question. Why still in the US? Because US is still the center or kiblat of pendidikan right now. Publications, research, great people were born from the US. Like a small example, our ministries, CEOs, top people in Indonesia, most of them graduate from the US. Most of inventions come from the US. Top institutions like Harvard, Princeton, Ivy League, UC Berkeley, they are in the US. There are a lot of reasons why in the US.
Okay, Kak. So US is still still top destination, Kak, and US graduates have a lot of promising future because they have a huge competitive advantage compared to other graduates, Kak. So studying the US is worth to pursue, and I think we need to prepare a lot of things before we consider studying the US and have a lot of preparations from starting looking for the scholarship and then IELTS, GMAT, GRE, and other things before we apply to the campus and to the scholarship.
Yeah, Kak. Sorry.
Okay. I think you're
yeah, it was disconnected. Yeah.
Okay. So I think that's all, Kak.
More question maybe?
Okay.
We still have a slot.
One more question, Kak. One more question. I guess let me check. This is from not related to the US, but related to your work closely.
It's very fine.
Yeah, from like Kustin Ayu Wuragil, Kak. So she asked if how do you feel about our government system? Is it good enough? And why, if us as a PNS or like civil servant or government officer could create a good change, because we have like stigma or idea that it is impossible to create good change in the government because it is already like so complicated.
All right. Okay. Thank you, Kak Ayu, for the question. And before that, I see common faces, wajah-wajah yang tidak asing di sini here in this session. Some of my friends join this. All right. So, Kak Ayu, the question is, the answer is, government can do better right now. Pemerintah harusnya bisa melakukan lebih saat ini. I think it answers your question. That's why I'm here working as government officer. I think the short bio yang dibacakan oleh tim dari Britzone, or when you look at my Instagram, I'm not going to tell you guys like saya sombong, no. You can see all of my achievements in my Instagram. I'm not sure how many government officers will have achievements like I did in Instagram. They are not a lot. That's why I'm going to have a better version of myself joining competition organizations, because I want to be a better version of government officer. Because by being a better government officer means we are going to create a better government. Like you guys here, saya pakai bahasa Indonesia biar pesannya masuk. Saya yakin di grup sesi ini adalah orang-orang hebat. Saya akan tanya nih di beberapa kampus kalian. Di dalam kelas SMA atau kampus, begitu kan ya, di jurusan di kelas, apakah kalian yakin top 30-nya itu akan masuk jadi PNS? Top 30 itu adalah kumpulan dari orang yang memiliki akademik bagus, organisasi, public speaking, atau nulisan, research, itu kombinasi. Apakah kalian yakin top 30 atau top 10 itu akan masuk PNS di jurusan? Apakah kalian yakin top 10 in your faculty akan masuk ke PNS? Apakah kalian yakin top 30 top students in your university will become a civil servant? I think we have to say no because of the salary, of the bureaucracy, right? I think that's yes. I don't have to get any response, feedback from you guys, because I have done this before. No, most of them, they are very reluctant to become civil servant. Imagine people like them, innovative students, academically, like researchnya bagus, public speaking bagus, blah, 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 blah. They just work for the startups, multinational companies, Fortune 500 companies, working abroad. So who's going to work for the government? Who's going to work for the government? You want to trust the government untuk orang-orang yang, maaf kata ya, katakanlah di bottom 10, bottom 20 di kelas. Do you want to trust them? Well, someone like me, I can leave government job right now because I believe I can live my life if I'm not working for government officer. I believe. But there's a reason why God has not answered my question that I have to live working for government officer. Imagine if I work, if I'm not going to work government officer, I think that's okay. I have many achievements. I work not as government, but it's okay. But when I have achievements as a government officer, I believe it's going to give impacts to another government officers, to another young government officers in Indonesia. Oh, look at Gulo. We have to write more. We have to improve our public speaking. Let's join competition. Let's join English class at Britzone. That's what I want. I want to be a role model for myself and for my institution. Saya tidak akan bangga kerja di Kementerian Keuangan, tapi saya ingin Kementerian Keuangan pemerintah Indonesia bangga karena sudah memilih saya, Gulo, sebagai PNS di Ibu Pertiwi. Mungkin itu jawabannya, Kak Dani. Thank you. For Kak Ayu, the question. That's great.
Okay, very comprehensive ya Kak ya. It makes us rethink about the purpose ya Kak to in whatever area that we are working at, we need to have like the purpose, like good purpose, and what kind of impact that we have in it, not merely about the money or like position or status or the glamorous things that comes with our job. So, okay, I think that's come to an end. Thank you so much, Kak Gulo. Please give it up for Kak Gulo once again, guys. It's very inspiring, empowering, enriching our knowledge about work ethic, about dreams, and many other things as well. So thank you, Kak Gulo, for your time to share your experience. And then thank you also, guys, for our loyal members who have take their time to join our class. So before we end this session, I think we need to take a picture, and it will be led by Rere.
Okay. Okay, guys, please turn on your camera. So your face will be exposed to Britzone's social media. Okay, turn on your camera. I will take picture by screenshot the screen. Okay, I think you guys have turned your camera. Okay, say cheese. 1, 2, 3. All right. And the next one. 1, 2, 3. Cheese. Okay. Thank you, guys.
Okay.
Thank you for coming.
Thank you for Kak Gulo for your inspiring story. Be safe, my friends. Happy new normal. Stay healthy. Stay fit.
Thank you.
Stay productive. So see you in our upcoming classes.
Thank you so much, Gulo.
Thank you so much, Kak Gulo and Dani.
Semuanya, maaf kalau salah. Saya harus tepuk tangan buat event ini. Luar biasa.
Yay.
I'm sorry for the background. I know the background is quiet.
Thank you so much,
Okay, guys.
Kak Gulo and Britzone.
Thank you, Kak Gulo, Britzone, Kak Dani.
Thank you.
Thank you, everyone. Be safe.
Everyone. Thank you very much.
So much.
Thank you.
Makasih banyak ya buat Britzone ya semuanya. Makasih banyak.
Oke, sama-sama, Gulo.
Oke,
sama-sama Pak ya.
Gulo.
Makasih banyak ya buat semua member yang udah join kelas malam ini. Thank you banget.
Gulo, hope you're still willing to share with us in the future class.
Yes, sure.
Yay.
Amin.